Are you Ilya Polat? Sir, I'm going to need you to step out of the vehicle, please. I need a clearance check on 8022 Juliet 6 Kilo Bravo. Suspect may be carrying drugs or contraband weapons. We'll see, Ilya. Well, look at here. That's what she said. Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we're testing Contraband Police. Now, I tested this game through Steam. As you guys can see on screen, a demo is available, and I'm running it through Parallels on the M1 MacBook Air. Just as a quick reminder, the M1 MacBook Air has 8 GB of RAM, 256 GB SSD, 7 GPU cores, and 8 CPU cores. Contraband Police sets us in 1981 as a young officer trainee, and we are assigned to work at a border post in the region of Karikatka. For those of you who may have already played Papers, Please, you might already have an idea of what this game's about. For those of you who haven't, well, the general idea here is that you are a customs border agent and that you're going to have to check and verify their documents and make sure they're not smuggling anything into the country. Regarding performance, well, the situation isn't great. The thing is that despite having reduced all graphical options and lowered the resolution to a point where if I kept on lowering it, it would look like a Picasso, we're barely getting more than 15 to 20 frames per second here while we're, walking around the vehicle and whatnot. And here, while we're actually examining the documents of this citizen, frame rate does go a little up, a little higher to around 22, 25, but still, this is horrible. So, we're getting two messages here. First of all, despite the fact that the M1 MacBook Air, it's not that it can't run the game, it's just that it's doing it in a poor manner, but this is probably due to the lack of resources, right? First here, we're seeing let's put it this way, the weakest M1 out there on the market right now, which only has, as I said earlier, 7 GPU cores and 8 GB of RAM, and on the other side, this has to be shared between Mac OS and Windows 11. However, the second message we're getting here is that, hey, listen, the game is running. I downloaded the demo off Steam, I hit the play button, and voila, I'm in the game, I'm playing. It's a matter of performance. The M1 MacBook Air isn't powerful enough, at least, in this regard. And this is probably due to those resources that were lacking RAM. That's, I'm not even looking at thermal throttling. It's clear to me. This is lack of resources. So that's also telling us that, hey, if you own the M1 MacBook Pro, you have active cooling, you have the extra 8th core, you could maybe even have more RAM. If you have the Mac Mini, if you have the the M1 Pro, the M1 Max, the M1 Ultra, the M2 MacBook Air, and so on and so forth. If you own any of these, you'll get more performance by default. In any case, a great game to keep an eye out for, to see how it develops in the future, what updates bring to it, and maybe even if it brings us future, support for the Mac environment. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Stay tuned for more.